Hello everybody, my name is LP Pigman 999 and welcome to another video and kind of the first on this channel. Yes, another new series. I know. I keep doing these things all the time, but you get used to it. That's what this channel's all about. It's all about creating new stuff while still continuing, or at least trying to continue the old stuff. I know I said probably the last thing after the lyric video would be Bible Black, but yeah, I decided to do this thing first since I didn't want to jump right into Bible Black. So I don't do this a lot. I used to do it on the other channel a little bit. I did like this first impressions series, but this isn't like a gaming first impressions. It's like a book first impressions. And feel free not to watch this video because I know it's not really, in line with a lot of the other stuff. I mean, visual novels aren't really that like the most hardcore gaming thing either. But they're still somewhat gaming, as in their game. Technically, kind of. They're more a book, but they're technically still a game. Technically. Anyways, I just want to do this little first impression series on a book series I've been reading. Actually, kind of funny enough, I was just watching a video that was kind of like a channel update type video where he was talking, where I know I've mentioned it many times. My friend Zach the Avenger, he was talking about like a book series in this like channel update video he was doing that I was watching earlier today. So that's kind of funny that I happen to be talking about books now just after watching that today. Kind of irrelevant. You guys know I've mentioned this channel very times. You can check it out already. I've said it thousands of times. I could even leave a link, but I've already done that before. So yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. I feel like the camera's blurry. That or my eyes are going bad. I swear it's like kind of blurry, but I think it's okay. If anything, it's a little brighter. No, there's still kind of like a little bit of that blue thing that's kind of going on. And I know people have been telling me to get a new webcam, and I will. It's just not gonna happen right now because I don't got any money to spend on that right now. But it will happen possibly in the future. Maybe Christmas, or, around there, I say Christmas because that's what my family celebrates, but, as you guys know, I myself am not too religious, but, it's what happens when you're in the family type thing. But, anyways, yeah, so maybe around winter I could get something. We'll see. Anyways, enough about that. I guess that was technically a little mini update. But anyways, moving on. Let's talk about the book series. It's not a review because I haven't read all the books in the series. I have 4 of them. It's a 7-book series or volume because it's not a manga, but it's a manhwa. You probably have no idea what that is. I've mentioned manga. You may know what manga is. That's a Japanese comic. A manhwa with like a W and H because it's Korean. So it's a Korean comic, and this is Demon Diary. Maybe you can see that. Yeah. I don't know. My webcam has seen better days, it seems. It's not doing so well right now. So, yeah. That's Demon Diary. Volume 1. Volume 2. Volume 3. And the one I just read today, Volume 4. And that's all 4 I've read. I've read Volume 1 a long time ago. I read Volumes 2 and 3 while I was on a trip with my family, and I read Volume 4 today. So I've read this over like a course of a year. It's taken me way longer than it should have. There's 3 volumes left. Volumes 5, 6, and 7, and that's the end of the series. That it's kind of short for a comic series. Usually mangas or manhwas, they're typically a little longer, but this one's a shorter one, I guess you could say. I'm at a pretty interesting point in the series, and I'll just like basically give my thoughts on the series, whether maybe you should buy it or not, or give it a read yourself. Maybe it's online. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe sometimes people upload like mangas on like manga sites and some stuff like that. Like you can read them online. I don't know if they have one for manhwas or if it's just if it's on manga sites as well, regardless that it's a manhwa. But yes. And it's basically the differences between a manga and a manhwa, besides the fact that one is Japanese and one is Korean. There's 2 other big differences that are kind of common. Manhwas tend to have this kind of art style to them, which kind of, I guess you could say, is like a, I don't know, it's got a very glossy type art style. I'll show it to you in a little bit here. See, I don't know if you can see that too well. It's got like this. If I can get to a point where like there's characters and see what I mean, it's kind of got this like glossy. I describe it as a glossy art style. It's very pretty looking, not cutesy though. Not cute. What kind? It's kind of cutesy, I guess, in some ways, but not really. It's hard to explain really, unless you like see it for yourself, which I kind of showed you a little bit there. Um, but yes, it's a 7 volume series. Oh yeah, I was talking about the differences between manga and manga. Besides the locals, where they come from, one is the art style, and the second is that it doesn't read right to left. It reads in normal, like way we read books here, where I come from, America. It reads in the left to right, the more normal format, whereas mangas always read right to left. And after a while, you get used to it, actually. In fact, I'm actually in many ways more comfortable reading right to left now than I am left to right, which is kind of weird in its own way. It's weird. I feel like sometimes I would bring a manga to school or something like that, and people were like, "Why are you reading the book backwards?" That was a weird laugh. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't really mean to. Yeah, sorry. Oh well. Moving on. Yeah. What was I talking? Yeah, that's the difference between the mangas and the manhwas. Anyways, let's talk about the series itself, Demon Diary. After 6 minutes of talking, yay. Demon Diary is kind of like it's kind of fantasy. It's all about this guy named Raynef, and he's the fifth. Because he's the fifth. It's basically all about his journey to becoming a demon lord, and that's what Demon Diary is all about, really. There's various other characters, like his mentor, an experienced demon, and very well renowned. Has a lot of. He's very well known. He's very powerful. His name is Eclipse. He is shown on the 2nd volume here. Raynef is shown on the 1st. He is the 5th. There was the 4th who was before him, but he died kind of mysteriously. You really don't know how he died yet. I hear in the 5th volume you find out how he died, which will be kind of interesting for me to read since I've only read up to volume 4. Volume 3 shows 2 characters that come in a little later in the volume, or at least they don't actually come until volume 2. Volume 1 kind of showcases everything, kind of shows what's all going on. Volume 2 is where it really goes into the backstory about how everything happened. And Volume 1's also kind of weird because it's really shorter than the other ones. It's the same length because it has like these 2 bonus stories, one of which is really fucking sad. Damn, it's sad. I'm not kidding. It's depressing. You get Volume 1 of Demon Diary. There's like this. It's called like the Crystal Heart or something. It's by the same people, but it has nothing to do with Demon Diary. These 2 stories. One was kind of good. The Crystal Heart was better than the other one. The other one was okay, but Crystal Heart was really good. I like that one. That was actually in many ways better than the first volume of Demon Diary. Actually, in many ways, kind of weird. But yeah, that was a good one. These 2 characters you meet later. I think in volume 2. The red-haired one is a girl, a sword master warrior called Erotis, and the other one is kind of a mage. He's kind of like a Now he's not really a mage. He's more of a he's a cleric. He's like this holy. He's basically like this cleric for this temple of Rezed, which is like a god, and yeah. And he is basically this high cleric who joined. They both joined Raynef out of really weird circumstances. Erotis comes to fight him because she thinks he'd be kind of weak, but she couldn't beat him. Because despite Raynef is kind of clumsy, kind of klutzy, and like that in that sort of way, he's kind of the opposite of what everyone would expect a demon lord to be. Like, he's not evil or anything, and that's a big part of the humor of this story, actually. Raynef's whole character and what he should be versus what he shouldn't be. And Chris kind of tries to beat him too, but he also fails due to the eclipse. Yeah, Chris is actually pretty powerful. And the last one, actually, the last character, the character shown in Volume 4 is Lord Crayon. Yes, I know, kind of funny name. He's one of the oldest demon lords in existence, and he likes Eclipse, and he wants Eclipse to be his servant instead of Raynef's. Unfortunately, Eclipse doesn't want to be Crayon's master. Crayon's kind of cool, actually. I really like Crayon. He's cool. He's he's pretty cool. I like him. He's a pretty cool character. And he's one of the legendary demons, I guess you could say. They basically this whole thing called the Order of the Demons or something, and they're trying to do these summons because something bad has happened. Because Raynef the Fourth has appeared mysteriously, and they aren't really sure what to make of it, at least of all Crayon. And this other character, who I forget her name, but she's like this seer, which is basically like a sorceress, I guess. And that's pretty much Demon Diary. It's pretty good. I do recommend it. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, that's Demon Diary in a nutshell. It's kind of this fantasy humor, so I guess fantasy comedy, a little bit of action too. There's a few fight scenes here and there. They're kind of. Then I like super epic. It's not Naruto or anything, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Who would I recommend Demon Diary to? I would recommend anyone who's looking for something different. Yeah. If you want something different, check out Demon Diary. It's not like every other manga or manhwa out there. There's not too many manhwas that get localized, but there are a few. You can find them pretty cheap. I found you can find them on Amazon and stuff like that. But you can also find them in I found the first found 1 and 2. No. I found 2 and 4 volumes 2 and 4 in a Goodwill. I don't know if I assume other states and countries like that have Goodwills. If they don't, we'll just look in like a used bookstore or something. You'll probably find them. Probably if they have like a manga or manhwa section, you'll probably find them. And volumes 2 and 4 I bought. 1 and 3. Yeah, 2 and 4 I got at the store. 1 and 3 I bought online. And 5, 6, and 7 I got to buy online too, because I'm just gonna run into them magically. But anyways, so far I think the series is very good, and I think it's definitely worth reading if you like this kind of stuff. If you don't waste your time on it. But if you find this kind of intriguing or interesting, I would definitely go look it up and just buy it. There's not much to research or anything. Basically what I've told you here is what it is. So if this sounds interesting to you at all, then I would highly recommend it. If it does not, you'd probably just waste your time buying it. So if this doesn't sound interesting to you, you probably won't like it. But if it does, I think you would, the viewer who finds this interesting would definitely find this interesting. So yes, that's all I have to say about Demon Diary. Until I get 5, 6, and 7, and then I do a big review on it and go a little more in depth in it. But anyways, that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you all so much for watching this first impressions on this channel and of Demon Diary. So let me know what you thought about it down below. Like if you enjoyed. Share on social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, or what the hell have you. And I will see you all in the next video. So, until then, thank you all so much for watching. Pigman out.